Just want to go and see Batman.
Hey, hi, to bring you the best films in Ireland. Eclipse Cinemas.
And it's time to join our man at the movies this week. Colin McFadden's there on Zoom live from Bungdorn as we speak. And you've got a great backdrop today, I have to say, Colin.
Well, you know, I try for the people who do watch us on Facebook, and it's great to see so many views. It's improving. You know, since I got the work done, especially Shamey, I think it helps a lot. But yeah, like there's no doubt about it. We get to the movie and we get to all the stuff around the big movie this week, the Batman. But then from day one, let's face it, the imagery for Batman has always been great. And when I went to look for a backdrop today, I went, the only question is which one was the coolest, and which one goes with my blue shirt. These are the important things. People on the radio don't realize the work that goes into this. Yes. Basically, I just found one 30 seconds before we came on air, but that nobody needs to know that.
Okay. Batman is the big movie this week. When does it open?
It opens tomorrow, but fortunately, Uncle Collie here has the keys, so I did get to see it today, and it's going to be big. Another reason it's going to be big is no other movie wants to go open anywhere near it. Now, we do have other movies that are new to this week in the cinema that are coming back, but no other movie wants to open up against the Batman. I have to get my water now because every time you say the Batman, you want to say the Batman. Because
Batman. Do you want to play the clip? Do you?
Well, I was going to say about the clip, Seamus. We probably should warn people that this clip looks fantastic, but there's probably not a lot of talking going on. But it gives you a sense of the atmosphere of this new Batman movie.
Your secret friend.
Underneath the bridge,
Who?
Topper sprung a leak, and the animals I've trapped
Haven't a clue.
all become my pet.
Let's play a game. Just me and you.
Any of this mean anything to you?
You're becoming quite a celebrity. Why is he writing to you?
If you are justice, please do not lie. What is the price for your blind eye?
The hell are you supposed to be?
I'm vengeance.
Whoa! This guy's crazy!
You're part of this too.
How am I part of it?
You'll see.
I've been trying to reach you.
Yeah. You see why I was doing the voice now after watching 3 hours of that? And that's the thing. We were talking off air about Batman. You said it was always one of your favorites. And those of us who grew up with the early, the 60s Batman, because it was just shown on, it's still on telly now. It's shown on repeats and loads of people. There's another generation that it was the Michael Keaton Batman or even the Val Kilmer ones. And then there's the Dark Knight Batman, the Christopher Nolan ones, which is what this resembles most closely. So there's been many styles of it before. Now, this movie, it is a 15s movie, and I saw from the trailers and so on that it was kind of dark and moody. And it stars Robert Pattinson, who I'll just say it straight off, is really good as Batman. And people will know him as, he first came onto our screens in Harry Potter, Cedric Diggory, and then he was in all the Twilight movies. And because he was a bit of a teen idol and so on, and those movies were a lot better than people give them credit for. Maybe people didn't think he'd serious acting chops, but he always had. And he went off and made a load of indie movies. And I think now he feels he's ready to do a big blockbuster. And what's weird about it is, you think, that teen idol is coming to do it. He's older now than Christian Bale was when he took over the role. So that's funny. But so it was all dark and moody, and the imagery, like the backdrop I have, and so on, it's all dark. And I said, maybe this mightn't be for me, because like even with the Joker a couple of years ago, I liked it, but you could get a bit stressed by it. I'm much more of the bright and colorful superheroes. That's more what I like. So I went in today, I know it'll be good, but I just don't know if it'll be my cup of tea. I'm delighted to say I really enjoyed this. And as the movie went on and on, I started going, oh, this is really working for me. Now, I will say the one negative thing straight away. It's way too long. But how often do I say that, Jamie? Pretty much every week. The Duke and Belfast are probably the only two movies I didn't say they're way too long, because they're an hour and a half. It's fantastic. This is nearly 3 hours, and it doesn't need to be. I don't know why they make it so long. Now, to be fair, about 15 minutes of that is the credits, because the effects, the look of the movie is amazing. So in this story, I suppose I should tell the story. So in this one, it's about the Riddler, and it's set up. Do you know what it reminded me most of in the first hour? The movies like Seven, like Zodiac. It's a detective story. It's trying to figure out, there's a couple of murders. Who's killing them? Why are they killing them? Much more than people swinging around buildings or flying. And the other thing about Batman, I suppose, is Batman doesn't have magic powers. He's just a really rich guy who buys gadgets and is, has trained to be a great fighter. And everyone in this movie is human to one extent or another. There's no, maybe they fight a bit better than people could in real life, or have gadgets that people wouldn't have. But there is nobody that is, literally flying. And the Riddler in this one is like a conspiracy theory. It really makes you think of the Trump era, some of the stories we heard around this, because he's sending messages, and he's online talking to his followers who are really dedicated to him. And it's really quite creepy and claustrophobic, and not what I expected at all. And then it sort of broadens out into more of an action movie when Catwoman, who's really good, played by Zoe Kravitz, or the unrecognizable Colin Farrell, who plays the Penguin. And I think when we say the Penguin, you probably think of, wasn't it
Danny DeVito?
Yeah, Danny DeVito, or is it Buster Meredith? The guy who was played Mickey and Rocky. Yeah, come on, chap. Yeah, him. He was the Penguin in the TV show, and they played it like as a bit of a penguin. This guy is just a mobster, and that's his nickname in the way of Dublin gangsters. He is, and he's this weird looking, creepy looking, but yet kind of charming and funny guy. He's a mobster, and like only they told us it was Colin Farrell. You would just not recognize him, and he's a really good
at the clip. You never think it was him.
Absolutely
but,
not.
He looks like he's having a great time playing.
He's having a ball, and because there aren't a load of jokes in it. It's not gloomy in the way that Batman versus Superman was. There aren't a load of jokes, but whatever humor is in the movie probably comes from him really, and Zoe Kravitz. Whereas Robert Pattinson plays Batman as sort of a guy who's kind of broken with the weight of what to do, and he's consumed by the vengeance. And it's all the better for it. Now, I will say, 2 of the cinema staff watched it with me. They're huge Dark Knight fans, and they only thought it was really, really, really good, and they thought it was the best Batman movie since then, but not the Dark Knight. But I think that's a high bar to go. That won Oscars and everything. I think people who are new to Batman will love this. I think people who like a detective serial killer thriller won't mind so much that there's a guy in a rubber suit and a black cape, because it's much more that sort of movie than it is like Spider-Man. It is very little in common in Spider-Man, even though people will think of them in the same way. I was very impressed. The only thing about it is there's so much in it. I am out of the cinema about 25 minutes, Seamus. And I think maybe even my opinion will have changed tomorrow. I'll still think it's really good, but I think I'll be talking about different parts of the movie tomorrow, because it's still kind of running around my head.
Just one thing, was it too long? Like, is it 2 movies? No,
Yeah.
it's not.
No, it's just it takes a while. There's a few too many moody shots that you go, could have cut off those moody shots because the story is so good, the actors are so good. I could do with a little bit less posing. Now, I might be guilty of that because I see so many movies, but that I notice a bit more. But no, it's really good. But there's definitely a second movie on its way, no doubt about it.
Absolutely. It was not a mid already. Right. You've one or two more to talk about. Let me see. Let's talk about Scream. Missed It Monday. It's back in.
Yeah. So Missed It Monday. So obviously there's nothing new, but we've a couple of comebacks. And one of them is Missed It Monday for Scream. And we've talked a lot before about the ones that were affected by lockdown. And again, Scream is probably the last one of those. It came out at a time that it was shown at 6 o'clock. Nobody really wants to go and see a scary movie at 6 o'clock. And this was really good. Actually, it was so good. We're getting another Scream movie. And they thought this was going to be the end of it. But it made loads of money and it's good fun. And here's a little, it's just me and you talking, Seamus, right? We've a bit of merch to give away to the first couple of people who arrive as well. So that should help too. But I thought this was good fun.
It's merchandise they're giving away for the first few people that arrive. Okay. We've two more.
Yeah. I'll shut up. So let's talk
you have
about
two more to talk about, and you got a minute. Okay.
I'll talk about Seacht na Gaeilge. It's Seacht na Gaeilge.
Yes.
Níl Lífa, Níl Lán Gaeilge gum. I don't have a lot of Irish, but I like to try. And one of the things we're trying to push. Last year, I raved about Aracht, the brilliant Irish movie about the famine. It has English subtitles. And we just thought this week, because nothing new is opening aside from Batman, we thought we've a little gap in the schedule. Let's bring it back as a special offer this week. And I just would implore people who didn't get a chance to see it last time. It's such a brilliant movie. And it's coming up to St. Patrick's Day. So we're trying to bring some Irish movies back. And finally, our autism-friendly movie this week is Encanto. Now, those of you with a good memory will know we did a version of this when Encanto first came out. And when Encanto first came out, it was only a minor hit. And it's got bigger and bigger. Like the song We Don't Talk About Bruno has gone to #1 since. So a couple of people asked, will we do a special showing again? So that's Saturday morning.
Okay, that's our man at the movies. Collie, enjoy the movies for this week. We will talk to you back here on Thursday.
I look forward to it already.